fire up some tunes just to have in the background. What am I looking for? Oh. Kevin MacLeod. I'm just going to turn this one on. Okay, hopefully that isn't too loud. Might turn it down just a little bit. Okay, that should work. All right, so another thing I need to do, open a new tab, bring that over, get Pictographs up. I apologize in advance because I kind of lost track of time and I'm still eating dinner. So if you hear spoon noises, then I'm sorry. Oh, Draken is here. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm working on new pictographs. I happen to peek at the chests that you're working on, and I'm impressed. So I'm excited for the I just realized I opened Discord. I just looked at it. It's fine. But I am excited about the chests. Alright, let's see here. Grab the pictograph. Also, Foley Note has arrived. Thanks for joining us, Foley Note. Welcome. I'm still eating a little dinner. Let's see, I've done through one... Oh, I programmed... Yeah, I saw how intricate the scroll work is, so I don't fault you at all. Take your time. Okay, so I have 138 programmed and connected. I need to see pictographs, which ones I made. Oh, sorted by name. So I think I did all of... Okay, so these are all shadow pockets, so I have to make those. Okay, so I did all of the Minish dungeons. I just have to do the actual low rule stuff. So crack open Photoshop. I also need to open up plans, the plans document. Okay. So the Fierce Deity Sword, Keaton Mask, Lolian Shields. I'll sort of go back and forth during the stream probably. I'll do some... I'll probably do these 5 pictographs, program them, and then work on new models, and then go back to pictographs, just so there's some variety. And I misspelled Entree. Alright, so let's get these pictograph submissions. So I need Plains of Ruin. Okay. Gotta get the Plains of Ruin. Okay. Plains of Ruin, see if anyone submitted that. Got the Isle of Embers. Isle of Embers. I'll have to... I might have to get... Are you the Plains of Ruin? I can't tell. I might have to get Plains of Ruin myself, so I'll skip that one for now. Oh, duh, no, I should do these first. I should do Skull Woods first. Alright, so... Skull Woods... Okay, that's what I didn't register in my brain that bright yellow still hadn't been done yet. Okay. So I'm gonna crop this. That's a good cross section. I think that is definitely enough variety to the chests. That's a lot of different chests, and it's a good cross section of various games. Trying to think what other chest types we might need. Let me look at the containers. We have the Goron chests that are retextured Soul Cairn chests. That could be the... I could use like the metal Wind Waker one. Yeah, the Stone Breath of the Wild ones. I do think we'll ultimately need Breath of the Wild Sheikah chests, maybe. Or yeah, the Stone Breath of the Wild I do think... Also, welcome, Deskins. Since we're building toward a Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom update, having a Sheikah chest, even if it's a stone chest that can have a Sheikah symbol on it with texture, that would be good. These are the current Zora chests, which work, but they're retextured. Normal chests. But I could use any kind of chest for that. I can't think of anything else that we might need. So I think it's covered otherwise. Okay, let's get back to Pictograph. So I made notes about how it's done. Okay, so first things first. Filter, brush strokes, angled strokes. Oh wait, no, that's not it. It's brush strokes, accented edges, and it should default 238.5, so that goes there. Yeah, I'll probably I can retexture them if I have enough variety. Then I can retexture them as needed. So at least they'll have unique models. Copy, new layer, fill new layer black, add mask. I think I did actually, hold on. I did have a Control Shift 10. Control Shift F10. I have to select all first and then Control Shift F10. Alright. Undo the invert, copy. This one kind of may have done more. Alt, paste. And apply layer mask. No, it doesn't matter. Alright, that should work. Oh, shoot. I have to do the circle. Crop the circle. fill this in so I can actually see what I'm doing. Work. Fingers crossed. Processed skull woods. That's skull woods. Marsh of Decay. Donated by Strider. Marsh of Decay. Crop. Select. Bing, bada boom. Uninvert. Copy. Alt click paste. Get rid of these two. Oh, yeah. Apply your layer mask. Get rid of these two. Do a circle. Bink. White. That's better. That makes it a little easier to see. Needs to be a little bigger. Okay. Marsh of Decay should be done. I think I'm done with my soup. Turtle Rock. Select all. There we go. Also, this is the wrong color. This is supposed to be black. Fair enough. I'll just make sure that it's set to black. Alright. Turtle rock. Oh, get rid of this. Turtle rock should be done. Rock. And Isle of Embers. Now, something to point out is the the low rule pictographs are inverted from the normal ones, so that's why these are all white. Huh, that is interesting. So like, oh, okay, never mind. So that's why I'm inverting them each time. Hello? Oh, what the heck? Oh, I see. I got confused why it wasn't. Ah. I got confused why it wasn't working, but then I realized I was that this layer 2 was the image. I could edit this action. I guess I can't. Can I record? Okay, so that worked. So I guess I can't record. Setting the reset swatches. Okay. That should do it then. Reset swatches. Okay. Save this as a PNG and I'll program it. Alright. Get those ones that I just made and copy them. Pictographs and Picto. Okay. I don't. Wait. Yes, I do. It does need to be over here. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Skullwood is Tristan Road. 39 Skullwoods. Skullwoods. Should be correct. Skullwoods.png. Okay. March of Decay. This one was Strider. Should be good. Turtle Rock. And Isle of Embers. Okay. Double check that they're all pointing in the right place. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna save and I'm gonna put away my dishes and trash and stuff. I'll be back. Still saving. Ooh. So now that I've done those 4 pictographs, I will, let me look at these other ones. Oh, it's the same. That one, algophobia, I think I can possibly use, but it's not distinctive. That is... So I'll use that one. Claustrophobia. I'm not sure, I'll have to... yeah, I think I'll use that one. Isle of Embers, already have. Lower Castle Shrine, so I'll probably do in color. This is Martial Decay, which I have Monophobia. Not sure about Necrophobia, I might modify that. Okay, so I'll have to get, let me see if there's one for Seething Bay or anything. No. Okay, I might have to get those myself. All right. Here's these. Duty sword and Keaton mask. Oh, I forgot. I'll probably change the music in a moment. Keaton mask and Lolian shields. Okay, so Lolian shields will need to be, the paths will have to be rerouted. Possibly. Possibly not. Alright, so let's... Ooh. Let's start working on these new object appearances. I'm going to move this back over here. The Keaton mask, I was going to do a beat up version of it and a clean version of it. So Oh, that's right. I was going to change the music because this has been going for a bit. I'm satisfied, so I'm going to switch it to something else. Let's see what we got here. Okay. There's a clean one. So what I should do is this should be actually, hang on. I should mess with it, make it so that the old Keaton mask uses the default, and then the new the making a new object for the old Keaton mask. And then the current Keaton mask I'll reroute to the clean Keaton mask. So if anyone has a Keaton mask, they'll default to having the fresh, fancy one. I'll just do old. Old. Keaton mask, old. So this I will reroute to the clean version. Oh. Oh, that was the wrong object file. There we go. And then the armor add-on I will reroute to the clean Keaton. Keaton Kajidork. And Lolian. Oh. Shoot. Messed that up. This will be... I should go to Kajit. Okay, that's all good, and then I can set this to default race, and we're all good. Clean, clean, everything's fancy. I don't think it should have armor rating anymore. Because it's the Keaton mask. It's not... Oh my gosh. it's a Keaton mask. It's not meant to be used for armor. So that is gonna change. Put that in the change log really quick. Keaton mask old. So the leveled lists for the Keaton mask. Uncommon. Change that to old. Kinstone masks. Make the Keaton mask old more likely. Okay. I need to make a form list. Keaton mask list. Gonna grab Keaton mask. Bop, both. Ooh, both Keaton masks. And okay, so that's good. I could put a display in the Hall of Prominence for the old Keaton mask. I think this can rely on either one. Yeah, I should probably put one in the Hall of Prominence. For the old Keaton mask. And I need to make a recipe for restoring it. You can do a creation kit. I have not opened. Thank you. I have not opened any cells, so there's no reason to be persnickety about it. That is not normal. Oh, I see why. Why is it blank? I'm resetting the view. Hopefully that will make it reload it. There we go. Okay. Actually, what I should do is duplicate the one the Yiga mask is sitting on. Oh, shoot, that's the wrong one. Well, it's been duplicated. Go. I have no idea. I don't know if I did. I remember looking at something and the texture was kind of not what I wanted. Because I got really attached to the way they look currently. But I don't remember if there's been any revisions. That I've seen. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Okay, so I did the Keaton mask. I need to make a recipe for repairing it. So I'll start with the Tingle Tuner recipe. There's one that uses the same price. 1998 Fairy Bow. Fairy Bow. go. That's done. The couple's mask. That seems kind of pointless, actually, because there's two different couples masks, and it's okay if one is enchanted and one isn't. That's not what I wanted. There was a suggestion that I put in the maybe. Enchanted Keaton masks that fortify speech. I just completely revised the Keaton mask to not have. I might just add. The Keaton mask was just the Keaton mask. But now that we have the old Keaton mask, Ellery should have an old Keaton mask in her inventory. So I could see making this Keaton mask enchanted to fortify speech and illusion. I don't want to make another iteration of it. I don't want to make a million iterations. But I could see the Keaton mask having that enchantment. No, I can't. I can't actually do that. Because if somebody has an enchanted Keaton mask, they made a custom enchantment for it. I don't want to... Okay, yeah, that's... I'm going to change that to unlikely. Very unlikely. Because I might revisit it, but I don't want to add a third iteration of the Keaton mask that has an enchantment that no one will want. Illusion is useful. Speech is okay, but like... the enhanced clean version... So here's the problem. Here's the problem. We currently have the clean version, which I made the default Keaton mask. So if someone has a Keaton mask already, they'll have the clean version. Now I could revert that and make that the old version and swap it so that this item ID is the enhanced version with the armor rating and the enchantment. and then the default is old, but then that would require everyone who has a Keaton mask currently in their games to enhance them so that they don't look ugly and dirty and they have an enchantment. I'm kind of reluctant to keep the armor rating. I kind of want to get rid of that. Because it's a it's a mask. It wouldn't provide armor rating. It's not an armored mask. That's not what the Keaton mask did. So I don't know whether to make this Keaton mask that you get from Ellery, the default Keaton mask that you find in the wild, if that should be old, and then everyone who already has one, suddenly all their Keaton masks age and they have to enhance them. Or if I'm just adding the old one. I have no idea. It really ends up being the same. Keaton masks, and I already... So Keaton masks are currently in the Kinstone list and the Dark Chest of Wonders. Dark Chest of Wonders could go... could be a freshie. That would be fine. And then you can buy them, and they're in the I think I actually changed that already. Yeah, I think I made it so that they don't appear in Mask Uncommon. So I already made some changes. Yeah, so I think I really don't want to make things too complicated. I'm just going to give Ellery an old one. So you get an old one from her, and then you fix it up, and then the new one is the default. So this is the one that's been in the mod forever. This is the default, and I made that the clean one. Now, I could add a third item ID that has an enchantment. Or I could just slap an enchantment on this. But I don't know if I want an enchantment. I feel like the Keaton mask shouldn't have an enchantment. I feel like it should just be a mask, because the significance of Keaton in the lore, the only reason why the Keaton mask had any power... No, it's not getting an enchantment. If people want an enchantment on the Keaton mask, they can enchant it themselves. Because in Ocarina of Time, Keaton was a popular character. We're talking about Skyrim. Nobody cares about Keaton anymore, because that was thousands of years ago, and Keaton is gone as a mental thing. There are Keatons that still exist, and they're in hiding. So what I want to do at some point is using the Keaton mask as a key of sorts. If you're wearing the Keaton mask, then that allows you to do more things, interacting with the kids, like their shop is better, or interacting with the golden foxes. And like they give you quizzes or something, you know, that kind of thing. is what the Keaton mask did. It wasn't enchanted. It didn't give you any special perks. The speechcraft thing is unnecessary because it's not what the Keaton mask did. Yeah, and so you need the clean version to talk to golden foxes. You need the clean version to get better results from Max and stuff. So that's something that I can implement. I don't think I'll implement it today. Right. If it's going to have a hidden scripted ability, there's no reason to mess with it. So I'm actually going to move this to rejected now that I've actually done something with I'll just... There we go. I just need to make... I don't know if anyone actually looks at this chart, but I am a sucker for charts. Oh man, I haven't done anything in this since June. Yeah, I haven't seen any suggestions recently. Maybe there will be an influx when Age of Imprisonment comes out. But I don't see myself taking any suggestions from Age of Imprisonment. I can't believe I've been tracking these for 4 years. This is 4 years of data, and each little tick on the purple is an update. So it's also a good tracker of like how often the mod gets updated. Alright, I implemented the... Let me see here. Yeah. Something else I wanted to do, and I need to write this on my plans. Let me see here, plans. I don't think I can get that. I'll put it maybe in here. Keaton mask. Perks for Keaton kids. And then I can kick it down if I need to. But something I wanted to do... Oh, I already lost it. Keaton mask. Bremen mask. The Bremen mask... I need to... It could just be a mask. Like, it could just look... Hopefully it'll come to me. It's just going into my long-term memory right now. It'll come back to me. There was something else that I was gonna say. There was the Keaton mask and that Gubbins. I'm all for that. Like, Majora's masks, every single mask, like, that's a dream of mine, honestly. Because Majora's mask has a very, very distinct little spot in my heart. Wind Waker has a little spot in my heart, and so does Majora's mask. Tinkle Tuner. Oh yeah, the sale recipes. That's already done. But the sale recipes, I might have to implement at some point. Model ups. Keaton mask is done. Let me just look at the Lolian shields. Okay. I'm making a habit of crediting. The Lolian shields came from Camel Chip, right? I'm crediting in the... Yeah, that's what I figured. In the changelog, so that I can copy from the changelog and put it in the actual credits. Credit with the credits so that people get credited. Perfect. Okay. Let me just look at the Lolian shields because I have other pictographs that I need to make. Oh. Okay, they're all calling to the... Got it. I'll have to redo the texture sets. Okay, so let me do that. Oh wait, no, that's heavy 01. So that's supposed to be this. Okay. And get rid of the texture sets. Wait. Alright, let me... Because there's the royal and the other, so I have to fix the texture sets. Texture set, there it is. Lolian Royal Shield texture. Shield. Oh, creation kit's starting to have some trouble. Yeah. So I'll fiddle with the texture sets that way. Shield in. Switch this music, because this has been going for half an hour.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000?
I don't know, lady. Why did... Oh my god. It was a stupid ad for frickin' Amazon AI. God damn. Jesus Christmas. I'm gonna eat my cookie. Do you want a tool that doesn't actually think but sure does look like it is? Come on down to real fake AI. Are you tired of AI working and doing things that make sense? No, here's an AI that does nothing. We just painted it on the wall. Alright. There are a few things that make me angrier. Alright, well, Creation Kit seems to be having a real hard time. So... An excellent point. AI is terrible for the environment. Absolutely awful. And that's being completely unchecked. Nothing's happening. Okay, frickin' Creation Kit. Yeah, I feel like, not to get political about anything, in this day and age, breathing is apparently a political statement. I hate AI with the burning passion of 1,000 suns. generative AI. I need to make that clear. Generative AI, this weird new AI that really should be called AAI because it's artificial intelligence. It's just it's a facade. You know, it's not actually doing anything intelligent, and it's just a matter of time before it just all falls apart. Whether it's, you know, people getting rightly annoyed that the data centers are using up their water and polluting the environment with no regulation, or if it's just like they'll start to yeah, like it's already showing signs about how dangerous it is and how it should be regulated. But it's making money, which is why it's not being regulated. At some point it has to fall apart because it's starting to like eat itself, you know. It's starting to rely on AI responses to make AI responses. It's turning into a Ouroboros. Whatever. I'm not going to get into it. We're here to work on a mod about cool swords. I just think it's stupid, and the thing that I think is stupidest is how it's just like invaded everyone's lives. No one asked for it. It just kind of happened. And then there's this attitude of like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, oh, there you go. It's cryptocurrency all over again. That's why it's doing so well, is because it's an easy way for people to launder money. Like, I don't know. It'll pop eventually. It's gonna, like, there are... See, what really frustrates me is there's actual good uses for this kind of machine learning. When machine learning started to, like, come up, everyone was like, whoa, that's cool. And I thought it was cool, too. Machine learning. Really interesting. The algorithms that they use to generate this stuff are very useful. And this process of machine learning is useful. But then they messed it up. And the good uses are being overshadowed by, I'm going to make a picture of Princess Peach eating a donut. And I'm going to kill an entire forest to do it. Anyway, I'm going to drain an entire lake so I can see Princess Peach eating a donut. It's absolutely insane. Okay. Lolian Royal Shield. Jesus. In a jumpsuit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, people get bored of it. since it's starting to do that, like, people are definitely gonna... They're gonna stop. It's not like the internet, where the internet first happened and people were like, oh, it's a fad. But the internet was actually proved to be useful. My dearest hope is that it just kind of all fizzles out because the actual uses that are grounded in reality will continue to thrive, and the crap, stupid uses will start to die out. Like, Furbies. Or silly bands. One would hope. Okay, Lolian Shield. Texture set. My cookie is very calming, and so is this music. That's good. I have to rename that texture set. Oh. Wait a second. I just realized I was doing the... I was supposed to hit the number 2. To O2. Oh, wait, no. Do that. No. No. Let me just rename the texture sets really quick. Or the... Because this should be O2. This should be O1. This should be 03. Wait. I must have messed up. Wait. This one, is used by O3. This is used by O2. This is used by O1. Okay, we're all good. Trade the rest of my cookie for another time. Go. Alexa, stop. This is O3. Okay, and that one's done. Alright, that's all sorted. So now I just have to circle back and make sure these are all lined up. Royal O3, Royal O3, bing, bing, bing. I'm just going to open up all of these items, or editor IDs, and just progress through them. The standard ones, standard shields will be easier. Alright. That one's already set to O3, 3. Bam. This one's 2. Bam. This is 1. Oh wait, I didn't need to do that. This one is 3. Boom. This is 2. Bam. Oh, wrong okay. This one I just need to clear the texture set. Alright. Royal Shield, this is 3. Royal. No. In fact, I could make it even faster by using copy-paste. Okay. That's set to 3. This is 2. Royal 2. Royal 2. That's done. And this should already be... No, it's not. That. Royal 1. Royal 1. That should be good. Boom. Okay, that's all done. What are the recipes like for these, I wonder? Two steel ingots, smithing. That could be a Tingle recipe. I didn't even know that ModCon was a thing. Skywind never. No. Let's see. Lolian. Let's just do that. That's really cool that Sky Oblivion's getting so close. Skyrim, Lolian Shield, O2. The Royal is 1300. Oh, they're the same. Okay. It's interesting that the Royal Shield is 1090. The Enhanced is 1300. Oh, huh. That's a discrepancy. I'll need to fix that. Because Lolian Fortified... The Royal Shield should... Yeah, this one should be... Why is this one worth so much? There's always going to be some dude with drama. 1090. So it should be... It should be... The Royal Shields should be worth more. They should be 2091. Because there are 100 more. Okay, that lines up a bit better. There we go. Yeah. I don't have any 1991s in here currently. So I could copy this and make that one green. Wait. One blue. Oh, that's just one green. There we go. And then add one orange to that. Oh, that's not right. No, Creation Kit, you were the chosen one! Oh! We're gonna do work on pictographs. I'll have to redo the shield stuff. Wow, I wasn't even doing anything. Creation Kit wasn't even, like, I wasn't doing anything. Creation Kit just decided... Yeah. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to save the changes into to the ESP, not cast them into darkness. Oh my god. Frickin' Creation Kit. It wasn't that much work. Honestly, most of the time was me figuring it out and doing the same thing over and over. Oh. Alright, so it would be 6 silver. Because a silver is worth 200. Yeah, silver is worth 200. this would be 6 plus 1 orange. Fortunately, math is one of my powers. Alexa, stop. Yeah, so silver is worth 2. I just need to write. I need to make absolutely sure. I'll put it here. I have it memorized. So interesting. So there's a couple things. I have a once I do this real quick, purple is 50, orange is 100, silver is 200, and gold is 300. That was from memory. Okay, so here's the story. So I have 3 different thoughts here. One, during school, I was always good at math and science, and my algebra teacher was like, hey, you should be a math major when you go to college. We need more math teachers. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to be a math teacher. I got 2 years into my math major and said, this is not working. And then I switched to geology, ended up focusing in geomorphology. So that being said, that's my history. So I do have a lot of experience with math. I went to pre-calculus camp when I was in high school. Like, I have a lot of experience with math. And I was a math major for 2 years before I switched to geology. Now, geology is an inherently interdisciplinary science, and all science has math. Every single science. Name a science, there's math in it, because math is the language in which the universe was written, and physics is one step away from math. Physics is applied math. Chemistry is applied physics. Biology is applied chemistry. And geology is applied everything. So geology is a science that draws from every single other science and has its own stuff as well. But it relies on physics, it relies on chemistry, it relies on biology, it relies on everything. So math is definitely involved, inherently, since it's so heavy on the physics and on the chemistry and all that. And in fact, my senior thesis was written from the arguing that geology is a science that's kind of disregarded, and it's the science you take when you don't like science, and it's the science that they always start with it. Because it's interdisciplinary, you always start with geology. It has the nickname Rocks for Jocks because it's supposed to be like, here's an introduction to science. Here's a bunch of different sciences. But I made the argument that it should be the opposite. You go to geology last because if you build from biology to chemistry to physics and then apply it all to geology, then you see how all science is connected through one field and all the connections that all the other fields have to each other. You can see that connection with chemistry because chemistry has a lot of physics in it. And you see that connection with biology because biology has laws of chemistry in it. But geology brings them all together, and so you can prove that all science is interconnected, and you end your learning career in science, in a science line, with geology, which is the study of the Earth, and the Earth is the most important goddamn thing ever. So then you end your science career with the perspective that the Earth is important. Instead, what we do is you start with geology and you stop caring. And now you're just in the weeds on chemistry and physics without any outside connection. Geology also springboards into astronomy really easily. Astronomy is inherently physics-based, but you could planetary geology, the physics and applications that we have on Earth, all the same processes happen on other planets. So you can contrast the Earth to the Moon and how the Moon doesn't have weathering. And so the geomorphology of the Moon, while similar to the Earth, is different because they don't have weathering on the Moon. There's people living on the Moon. The Moon doesn't have weathering. And you can look at Mars and how Mars, physics are the same, geomorphology rules and laws and principles are the same. And so you look at Mars and you know just by looking at it that you can see the history of it just by looking at it. That Mars was super duper wet and dried up. And that sort of environmental science ends up making you look at the Earth and say, hey, we've got it pretty good. Because frickin' Mars, not great. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But the short answer is math does come up a lot in geology. Yes, the Goldilocks zone. Earth, as you can tell, this is one of my favorite topics because it's like my career, basically. So, for those of you who are not aware, Jake Allen is putting on his science educator hat. This is what I do in my day job, is to explain science. So the Earth is in a perfect spot. Our sun is not super active. It's not crazy, wibbly wobbly, crazy, because a lot of stars will fluctuate a lot, and they'll have their habitable zones shift. Our sun is very stable, so the habitable zone, technically Venus and Mars still occupy the habitable zone, but they're on the very edges of it. Venus has a runaway greenhouse effect, and so they're shot, and Mars has a lot of problems. Lost its atmosphere, its core is messed up, it doesn't have plate tectonics. We, very lucky, we are very volcanically active as a planet, but we're in a point now where it kind of settled down for a very, very, very long time. And so life was able to thrive on Earth because we're in a nice warm spot, not too hot, not too cold, the Goldilocks zone. And we stayed in that spot. The moon is helping us. The moon is an umbrella for meteors. Jupiter is helping us because Jupiter is a giant gravity sponge. So, Earth, very, very lucky. Yeah. Rest in pepperoni, Thea. Um, that's the other thing is when Thea struck the Earth when it was still a proto ball, it kickstarted our differentiation. So that's why we have the moon, and the reason we have the moon is the same reason that we have a core, and why we have such a good magnetic field is because we got hit by something the size of Mars, and that kickstarted our layering. That's why we have such great differentiation on the planet. Very well-defined crust, mantle, asthenosphere. Actually, no, the asthenosphere is before the mantle. And we have the core, the outer core, the inner core, and they're all very distinct. Because Thea hit us and shook us, ripped off the piece, bubbled back together, turned into the Earth, and both the Earth and the Moon are differentiated. And so since we have such a stable core, it's generating a magnificent magnetic field, and it's protecting us from cosmic rays. Granted, that magnetic field flips every 10,000 years or so. So that might be fun. But I don't think it's going to change for another like few thousand years. It hasn't changed at all during like civilization. Phobos and Deimos are captured asteroids, so they're not formed the same way as the at least we're pretty sure that Phobos and Deimos are captured asteroids. The moon was different. Mars is differentiated to an I think Mars is differentiated, but it doesn't have plate tectonics. It has one big shell, which is one of the reasons why it kind of got messed up, because Olympus Mons is on a geologic hotspot, and so all of this material kept building and building and building and building. That's probably what messed up its core, because on Earth we have that bubbling of material that gets spread out, and since it's on a plate, it ends up getting subducted and kind of flattens out. Not flattens out, smooths out. It does not flatten, it smooths out. But Mars doesn't have plate tectonics, and so Olympus Mons just kind of kept growing like a big old wart and lopsided the orbit, or lopsided the rotation, and it probably also messed with the internal stuff. Let me parallelicize these because I have to take those. But I can do light extinguished. That is interesting that the Aboriginals have a spoken record. And what's interesting is that the magnetic field won't just suddenly switch one day. It's going to be a slow shift. And so, for a while, compasses will point west, depending on which direction it flips. It's going to be north to south, but it will be like, and compasses will point west to east rather than north to south. So that'll be absolutely cray-cray. Right. Gear shift. Light extinguish. Let me see if this is... I can't see a thing in this helmet. That's one that I might have to retake. Oof. Yeah, it's a little dark. use this one. Well, actually, that kind of... No, can't use it. I have to... Oh, pictograph has been made for those ones. Let's look at the Village of Outcasts. It's another one I might have to tweak. Actually, that one kind of works. Yeah, this one's good because it has the forge in it. So let's do Village of Outcasts. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Ding. And this one's pretty bright, so that should work as well. That do copy apply layer mask pop and do a little of this. There we go. Get rid of that bad boy. And that should be good. I'm gonna double check these ones that I already made just to make sure that they're inverted. That looks inverted. That looks inverted. That looks inverted. I think I did it right for all of these. Yes, they're all inverted. No. No. Light extinguished. Screenshot. Oh no, Village of Outcast, yes. I'll put that one as yellow because it's... The file has been made, but the pictograph itself has not. Alright. Grab a couple of these. Thalassophobia. Thalassophobia option 2. I'll probably be able to do a few more, but then I have to call it. Invert, copy, bing, bop, pop. Layer mask. Just to see what I'm doing. Oh, that's right. Delete. Up the contrast a bit. Oh, that does nothing. Cool. Duly noted. Processed. Thalassophobia. Alright. That one's done. I will do one more. I have time for one more. Algophobia? No. Monophobia? Let me just look at these, see which ones work. Monophobia. I'll do monophobia. There we go. Invert. Copy. Paste. Ding ding. Bop. Apply layer mask. Bing bing. Flip. Blat. Bing bing. Woo. Bop. And first delete, then beep 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 beep. Bing. All right. All right. Monophobia now has a file. All right. That is unfortunately going to have to be it for tonight. It is 9 o'clock. We're going to turn off the music wherever it went. So that's going to be it for tonight. I still have a lot to do with pictographs, and I still have that one. I have to redo the Lolian shields because the creation kit was a dink. But you can see the progress. It's getting there. I'll put that on. So thanks for coming to the stream. Hope you have a good night, and as always, be sure to drink your Ovaltine. See you next time.